About 28 years ago, I visited Ghana in Africa. And I suppose if I had known now what I'd known then, I might have behaved differently. I was a young mother of two, trying to keep my eye on my own two children. And Africa at that time, and particularly Ghana, would have been very, very poor. And every time you went out of the hotel, you'd have children gathering around you, trying to beg for money or beg for sweets or beg for something from you. But while I was staying in that hotel, I would have witnessed a number of elderly men in their middle age, and elderly men coming back to the hotels with children. And of course then, there was no internet. I wouldn't have known about the things that could have happened to children at that time myself. I was a young mother, and I wouldn't have thought that anyone could have behaved in a way that they did. But it was clear that these particular men were using those children for sex. So that brings me to this report, because now I know differently. I've been involved in fostering children for the last 12 years, on over 120 of those. And this report that came out last week on protecting against predators is really, really scary. So I'm asking you, Leader, if you could please bring Dr. Mary Canning, Dr. Marie Keenan and Ruth Breslin and ask them to come before the Children's Committee on this particular report. It's absolutely harrowing to think what is happening to our children, particularly in state care. Now, people have fed into this report. This is just not a report that has come from the Tusla themselves. It's come from Garda Síochána, Children's Rights Alliance, DEIS school communities, foster parents and Tusla themselves. Children are being victimised, children are being sexualised, children are being groomed, and predators are waiting outside these residential units. And what's even worse, it was reported in 2017, 62 unaccompanied children seeking asylum in Ireland have gone missing from state care, 45 of whom remain unaccounted for. We have to give a voice to these children. These are the most precious children in our state that don't have a family to look after them, that don't have anyone to give them a voice. So I'm asking you today, nobody's talking about this. They're all talking about Ryan Tubridy. I couldn't give a rat's about Ryan Tubridy, but I do care about this report. So please, if you could write to the Children's Committee, get them to bring these people in before, to give them a full account of what's happening to the children in residential care in this country. Thank you.
Senator Keogan, you spoke about being in Ghana many years ago and seeing, in retrospect, what you realised were men bringing young children into hotels for sex, and that in innocent times you had no idea what was happening there. And we have to be hugely, hugely concerned when we see anything that takes away children's innocence, takes away their dignity, and puts them in the most horrific of situations that has huge impact on them in their lives. So yes, absolutely, in terms of the report of children in state care, we will absolutely look for the committee on children to deal with that as soon as possible. We will send a message to them straight after this. But I think, you know, in terms of the wider picture of just children being groomed, and it doesn't have to be just in state care, unfortunately. And you mentioned the children not accounted for. It is absolutely horrific. So we will look for a debate here, I think, as well as in the Children's Committee. We'll ask Minister O'Gorman to come in to the House and do that.